Yes, everybody, Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well, and welcome to Hammer's Headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. Looking for a particular, another maybe busy week coming. Obviously, we know that you've got the impending arrival of the Folk Hogan, the incredible Folkomania, insert meme here. And the likelihood is Guido Rodriguez will sign for the club tomorrow officially. But then who's next? So what we thought we'd do is mix it up a little bit today. Usually at lunchtime on a Monday, I do the Russy Rumour Roundup, the original rumour rating. But I thought, let's flip reverse it and do a different show for the Daily Show. And then sort of a rumour roundup, so to speak, for Hammer's Headlines. Craziness. And in fact, we spoke about at lunchtime about potentially Suchek going to Fenerbahce, potentially Sufal going to Galatasaray, so very much Turkish delight for the Czech boys. But let's talk about who's next when it comes to West Ham signings. One person it's unlikely to be next in terms of our next signing will be the German under-21 international Wan Bissaka. Now, according to reports, we apparently had put in an initial interest to Inter Milan for their 23-year-old defender, but obviously faced a difficult task as per usual, but I've been told that he is not going to be moved on in the summer. The report in FC Inter News states that after signing for just €7.5 million 12 months ago, his stock at Inter Milan has risen considerably. And it's been indicated that he would command a fee of at least €25 million, and is viewed as unsellable by the club. He spent time in FC Cone's academy before joining load spells at clubs in Portugal, Netherlands, and Denmark. After initial loan, Bissaka signed for Danish club Arthurus GF on a permanent deal in 2022. 12 months later, in 2023, Inter signed him on a long-term deal for €7.5 million. And an impressive early start to life in Serie A has seen his stock rise considerably for the young German. He has been described as a mountain, but it's not going to be a mountain that Mohamed can come to in terms of West Ham. So unfortunately, it looks like one who definitely isn't going to be signing for us, which probably means he will sign for us, because didn't we proclaim we were walking away from the Somerville deal? Then what happened? One name that obviously we are always looking about is Wan Bissaka, 26-year-old England international right back, obviously from Man United. He went off injured over the weekend in their US tour game. It's believed to be a head injury, a concussion rather than anything too serious, which could hamper a potential move. It does seem that Man United are pushing ahead with the signing of Nazuro Mazawi, who obviously a guy that we were linked with from Bayern Munich. Looks like a double deal with him and Matthias de Ligt. Good player. But obviously Wan Bissaka would need to move on in basically to have enough space in the squad for Mazawa to come in. So that apparently is happening. So one would assume that means that Wan Bissaka is going to be departing the club. Now, apparently Man United are offering they value him about 18 million pounds. Apparently West Ham said the maximum they'll go to is 15 million. So a compromise will need to be reached. But I think the Russy Rumour rating is quite high for this one. And I definitely think we could see someone coming in very, very soon from Man United from the right back position. But that's the right back sorted. Now, according to various sources, West Ham are looking at bringing in centre-half options before the end of the transfer. Press that button there. Before the end of the transfer window. I think it's quite evident that we do need some options. There was talk of potentially Mats Hummels, the German veteran defender, coming in on a short-term loan. He's a number of clubs, including Brighton, have shown an interest in him, but I think we've got one too many old players now. I think we're looking for youth or younger players. And one of them is Logan Costa from Toulouse, the French defender, currently rated about between 15 up to maybe 20, 25 million euros, really. Now, according to L'Equipe, teams across Europe have been lining up to sign the Toulouse centre-half, who could become the club's record sale. Their record sale previously? Pause for you to answer. Issa Diop to West Ham. So after scoring a brace in Toulouse's Coupe de France triumph over Nantes last May, he's gone on to establish himself as a first-team centre-back last season, making 36 appearances for the club. It's been reported in L'Equipe that Atletico Madrid are interested in the Cape Verde international, with Diego Simeone a potential fan of his profile. Villarreal have also scouted him, whilst there's interest from us, Nottingham Forest, Fulham, and also Newcastle, who have thrown their name in the hat, according to an article in Gazzetta dello Sport yesterday in their print edition. His contract runs out in 2026, and as I said, could be the Liga side record sale, having sold Issa to us for 20-something million euros back in 2018. Appearances this season, on average, 56, 57 passes a game, 84% completion rate. He's very fast, very strong in the challenge, and he's only a young lad. He's only 23, so got many years ahead of him to develop over the next decade and become a much more composed defender. Interesting player. I think there's a lot of clubs interested in him, obviously. So we'll have to see where that leads to. Another guy we've apparently had an interest in is the England and Liverpool centre-half Joe Gomez. Now, he apparently faced competition from Aston Villa for his signature. He's apparently keen to move away from Liverpool in order to potentially get back into the England squad. He was reportedly very unhappy. He was offered to Newcastle as part of a deal for them to try and get not Craig Gordon, he was the goalkeeper, Anthony Gordon. So a move away could be a smart move for Gomez. Been a bit of a bit player for Anfield for some time. Played quite a few minutes, particularly last season under Klopp. However, he wants to keep his play. He wants to get back into the England squad, and more consistent game time would help. Obviously, we're looking for a partner for Mats Kilman. Kurt Zuma is, well, by all accounts, they're happy to let him move on. Our main target was Todibo. Apparently, it seems, obviously, we know it's very unlikely that's going to happen. So Gomez could be a smart alternative to the Frenchman. He may prefer a move to Villa, for example, as they've got Champions League football. However, he was is a South London boy, so might want to come home. He's part of the Charlton Academy, aged 10, before joining Liverpool in 2015. He's played 140 Premier League matches for Liverpool, keeping 46 clean sheets. Hasn't scored a goal in the Premier League, but in fact, he hasn't scored a goal in all his 248 professional career games. But a good talent. He's had a bit of a torrid time, particularly at the beginning of his time at Anfield. He had an Achilles cruciate ligament injury, which came just months after arriving from Charlton, and he was out for almost 2/3 of a year, missing 104 games in the process. But he's picked up a lot of minor injuries. He's missed 140 games in 8 seasons. So if the price is right, I think he's a good solid move, to be honest. But the price has to be right. And we'll have to see in terms of what money we have to spend. But it does seem that we are looking at bringing in another centre-half, and I think that's very, very wise. And that's it, my friends. Thanks very much for your time, as per usual. Don't forget to check out neesatmotherbrand.com for the latest news, reviews, and opinions, and any breaking news, any signings we'll bring to you as soon as we get them. Take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and see you guys very, very soon. Much love.